So I just spent a couple of hours researching Cam Miller versus Aiden O'Connell in their college careers to see who is the overall better choice to be QB number 2, so you don't have to. Number 1, let's get into Cam Miller versus Aiden O'Connell. Who is the best quarterback for quarterback number 2, just based off of stats and not off of the preseason performances, because at the end of the day, the preseason performances are just not equal. Let's be honest. You've got Cam Miller going out there with the third and fourth string guys, and you've got AOC going out there with some of the first and most of the second and third string guys. And so it's not a real one-to-one competition here. So we're going to go ahead and leave the preseason out, and we're just going to go off of their college career. Now, first and foremost, Cam Miller out of North Dakota State, 2020 to 2024. He played 5 years in college football, so he's got a lot of experience under his belt. 67 games, 56 starts with a record of 45-11 as a starter. He had 2 NCAA Division FCS National Championships under his belt, whereas Aiden O'Connell only played in 33 games and actually only started 26 games. He had a record, well, the record's not specified here, but he did play in a Big Ten championship, and he was a walk-on player to become a starter. So a big success story for him and a very special story. Now let's look at their passing statistics. Cam Miller versus Aiden O'Connell. Career completions, Cam Miller has 759. Aiden O'Connell has 826 career attempts. Cam Miller has 1,096 and Aiden O'Connell has 1,239. Completion percentage, overall career, 69.3% for Cam Miller versus only 66.7% for Aiden O'Connell. Passing yards, 9,720 for Cam Miller and 9,219 for Aiden O'Connell. Now that's interesting because career attempts as well as completions are higher for Aiden O'Connell, but passes, yardage per pass is lower with Aiden O'Connell. So the deep ball victory definitely is going to go to Cam Miller in that regard. Passing TDs, 81 touchdowns for Cam Miller versus only 65 for Aiden O'Connell in his career. Interceptions, this is a big one as well because we've seen this with Aiden O'Connell's career now going into year 3 of the Raiders. Interceptions are a problem. With Cam Miller, only 19 in his entire career out of 81 touchdowns versus Aiden O'Connell, who had 30 interceptions with only 65 touchdowns. So a major difference there. Touchdown to interception ratio, Cam wins this battle all day long at 4.26 to 1 versus 2.17 to 1 with Aiden O'Connell. So much better rating for Cam Miller. Passer rating, career is 164.7 for Cam Miller, which is excellent, versus kind of the run-of-the-mill, middle-of-the-pack 141.8 for Aiden O'Connell over his college career. Now, career rushing, this is where it is night and day difference between Cam Miller and Aiden O'Connell. But before we get into that, I do want to say thank you so much to Box House for being a huge sponsor of the channel. Guys, you know I talk about them every single day because they are just that good. Box House, your #1 source here in North America to get a tiny home delivered, manufactured straight to your house, and there is just not a better company out there. I've personally done business with Box House's owner, Kevin Ross. He is a stand-up gentleman, heck of a guy. He's going to make the deal work for you. You just got to give him a call. Number is there on the screen, and the link to is down in the description to their website. Give them a call. Check out their products and their catalog. Absolutely phenomenal company. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, rushing production between Cam Miller and Aiden O'Connell. Like I said, this is night and day difference. This isn't apples and oranges. This isn't oranges and oranges. This is like oranges to grapes, right? Not even close to being the same. Cam Miller career rushing, 526 attempts, 2,277 yards, and 48 touchdowns in his career. Rushing average of 4.3 yards per carry with a total of 129 touchdowns total for passing and rushing, which is a North Dakota State record. Aiden O'Connell, on the other hand, 95 attempts with a negative 274 yards. Negative 274 yards and only 2 touchdowns in his college career. Rushing average of negative 2.9 yards per carry. Abysmal. Bad. He has concrete blocks for feet. He is slow. He gets ran down way too quickly. And in the NFL, this problem with him has just progressed. And I know we keep saying he's a pocket passer. He doesn't need to run. And I get that. I've been saying the same thing. However, at the next level in today's game, you do got to be able to move, and Aiden O'Connell's just not able to do it. Cam Miller's best season was in 2024. He won 16 games, 258 out of 351 passing, 73.5% completions. Absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenally accurate passer. 3,251 yards, 33 touchdowns, and only 4 interceptions in his entire year last year. 145 rushing attempts, 631 yards, 12 touchdowns, with a passer rating of 180.1. The fact that this kid was drafted all the way down in the 6th round is crazy. Crazy. The only reason is because he played the FCS at North Dakota State. But listen, there's been other pro-level quarterbacks in the NFL who came from North Dakota State. So where you played really doesn't matter to me. Again, Ashton Jeanty, best running back coming out of college in years, played for Boise State. Not a big school, but his talent is obviously head and shoulders above everybody else, and that's why he was drafted number 6 overall. I think that Cam Miller easily could have been a 2nd-round draft pick, no doubt. Aiden O'Connell, on the other hand, his best season was in 2021, where he had 12 games, 315 completions out of 439 passing yards, with a 71.8% completion, 3,712 yards, and 28 touchdowns, 11 picks. Passer rating of 158.8. So on every single level right now, as we've been going through these stats, Cam Miller is the better quarterback on paper. End of story. Like, Aiden O'Connell cannot hold a candle and shine any kind of light or anything on Cam Miller's collegiate career. It's not the same. Cam Miller record at North Dakota State, he had a total offensive yards of almost 12,000 yards. Pass completion percentage was super high. Passing completion, 759. Passing yards, 9,721. Tied for total touchdowns at 129. Aiden O'Connell, first in career completion percentage, 66.7. First in career passing efficiency, 141.8. First in single season completion percentage at 71.8 in 2021. Second in career 400-yard games, 5. Fifth in career touchdown passes at 65. So listen, Aiden O'Connell at Purdue, he was a decent quarterback. He did do some nice stuff over there. But again, the only difference really is that Purdue faces bigger competition than North Dakota State. And so that's where the advantage I would give to Aiden O'Connell is that he's been in bigger games against better competition versus what Cam Miller has been, which is why Cam Miller is kind of an unknown in how he's going to respond in the NFL if he gets his chance. So far, he's looked pretty decent. Cam Miller in 2024 season, PFF overall grade of 92.6, 3rd nationally, PFF passing grade of 91.7, and deep ball grade, this is very important, 94.4 on passes over 20 yards. Absolutely phenomenal. Now, Aiden O'Connell's no slouch. He had multiple Big Ten selections, 2021, 2022, Big Ten leader in passing yards per game at 290.8 in 2022. So listen, he's not a slouch. He can definitely play some ball. But I think if you add everything up so far, Cam Miller is killing it. Now, here's the key differences for you guys. Superior rushing ability with 48 career touchdowns versus O'Connell's 2. Better ball security with significantly lower interception rate for Cam Miller. championship experience with 2 FCS national titles, longer collegiate career spanning 5 total seasons. Aiden O'Connell does have some advantages in, like I said, higher competition level, being in the Big Ten versus the FCS, and more passing yards per game in peak seasons. He was a walk-on success story, demonstrating a lot of improvement and development, just like he has in the NFL. But it is not enough at this point. In my mind, as I have looked at Aiden O'Connell's trajectory, I think that he's kind of peaked as to what he can be in the NFL. I'm just not convinced that Aiden O'Connell, as smart as he is, and as great as a teammate as he is, and as big as a heart that he has, I'm not confident saying that Aiden O'Connell should be QB2. At this point, I think you drafted Cam Miller for a reason. I think the greatest quarterback of all time in Tom Brady, co-owner of the Raiders, as much as I hate to admit the fact, because he was with the Patriots when he did it, and then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both teams Raider Nation hates. The dude knows football, and he personally went in and said, give me this kid. I'm only going to put my name on one person in this entire draft, and it is Cam Miller from North Dakota State. The Raiders go ahead and draft him, and he so far has not disappointed. I know last week he threw an interception, which cost us the game at the end of the game. But he was trying to make a big-time play, and I don't put that against him. He, as a rookie, just needs to learn that in the NFL, you cannot make those type of mistakes. It's better to just throw the ball away, and at the very least, we walk out with a tie instead of a loss. That being said, I think when you watch Cam Miller play, he plays at a faster level. He throws the ball at just a phenomenal snap as the ball comes off his hand. His feet are always in good position. He has good pocket awareness, and he has escapability and the ability to run those quarterback designated runs, something Aiden O'Connell can't do. If you disagree, drop a comment down below. If you agree, drop Raiders down below.